All right, so welcome to this video. Today we'll be looking at the 2026 January intake test 2, which was on organic chemistry. So this paper here has 3 sections, okay? There's section A, there's section B, and there's section C. So section A has 50 multiple choice questions. We're going to answer all of them. Then section B and C has structured questions. Okay, so we're going to answer all the questions in this paper, starting from section A, this one here, where you have multiple choice, all the way to section B and C. Yeah, where we have the structured questions, and all these questions are on organic chemistry. Okay, so without wasting much of your time, let's start from section A, question 1. Okay, so this is the first question here. So the question says, provide the magnitude or value of the H to C, C to O angle in methyl aldehyde molecule, which is given by this formula here, structure, which is shown below. Okay, so what is the angle between the H, the C, and the O? So now when you draw the structure of methyl aldehyde, okay, it's going to look like this. You're going to have a central carbon on the middle, okay, and then double bonded to oxygen. And then this carbon here is bonded to 2 other hydrogens like that. Okay, so the simplest way in which you can know the angle is to find out the hybridization state of the central atom. So the central atom here is carbon. So if we are able to know the hybridization state of this carbon, then it's going to be very easy for us to determine the angle. Okay, so the relationship between the hybridization state and the angle goes like this. If I have sp3 hybridized, okay, carbon, then the angle will just be 109.5 degrees. Okay, and then if I have sp2 hybridized carbon, the angle will simply be 120. Then if it is sp hybridized, the angle is going to be 180 degrees. So that's how it works. And then for you to find the hybridization state, you just check how many atoms, okay, how many items or region of electron density are attached to to the central atom. So if 4 items attached to the central atoms, okay, we're going to be saying it's sp3 hybridized. If it is 3 items, we're going to be saying it's sp2. If it is 2, we're going to be saying it's sp. Okay, and then depending on the hybridization state, we can simply pick the angle there on top. So now, when I look at this molecule here of methyl aldehyde, okay, and I check the central atom here, it is attached to how many regions of electron density? There's the double bond, there's this single bond, and there's also this single bond. So it is attached to 1, 2, 3 items. Okay, so since the carbon is attached to 3 items, then it is sp2 hybridized. So that carbon is sp2 hybridized, and an sp2 hybridized carbon is always going to have the angle 120. Okay, so we choose B as our as our correct answer there. Okay, moving forward, question 2 says, what is the magnitude, okay, of the value of the orbital angle in carbon dioxide? So carbon dioxide is given by this, and when you draw its structure, it's just going to be carbon on the middle, double bonded to oxygen, and then even on the other side, double bonded to oxygen. Okay, so let's find the hybridization state of the central carbon. So this central carbon is attached to 1, 2 items or regions of electron density. Okay, so if it is 2 items, we say the hybridization there is sp, and sp is related to what angle? It is related to 180 degrees. So the angle, okay, in the carbon dioxide molecule is 180 degrees. And even if you go back to the geometry, for the carbon dioxide, the geometry is simply linear. So a linear molecule will have the angle 180 degrees. So we pick C as our best answer. Okay, question number 3 says, in organic molecules, atoms are held together by a system of covalent bonding on the basis of valence of each participating atom. on the basis of valence of each participating atom. Okay, so now the answer here is, the question here is, what is valence? Okay, what is valence? So valence, in simple ways, okay, we are going to say it's the number of electrons in the outermost shell. Okay, so the number of electrons in the outermost shell, that's what we call as the valence. So depending on the number of electrons in the outermost shell, okay, you are going to know how many bonds, okay, that atom is actually going to what? To form. So when you look at the answers that were given here, they're saying A is a system of attracting atoms together in a molecule. Okay, this one, no, it can't work. B, they're saying a system of sharing electrons by atoms in a molecule. This here is just describing a covalent bond, but here they want valence, right? So this one, no. Here they're saying a system of overlapping of orbitals. Again, here it's more like describing a what? A bond. So this is not correct. So the only answer which is closer, okay, to what the valence is, which just tells us how many bonds the molecule is going to have, is what? The power of atoms to combine to form molecules. So we'll go with the D as our best answer there. Okay, question number 4 says, laboratory observations show that carbon has ability to combine with any other element and with itself many times over. What is the source or cause of this carbon's ability? Okay, so the ability comes from the excitation that the atom has. Okay, so when carbon is excited, it tends to form what we call as the hybridized orbitals. And then now it is these hybridized orbitals that allow it to combine with itself many times and with other what? Atoms. So the source comes from the what? From the orbital hybridization. So we choose C. Question number 5. What is the valence of carbon atom in the carbon monoxide molecule? Okay, so here they just mean how many bonds, okay, they just mean how many bonds does the carbon form in the molecule carbon monoxide. So carbon monoxide, it's carbon triple bonded to oxygen like this, okay? So you can see that in this case, the carbon forms how many bonds? 1, 2, then 3, because there's a triple bond here. So the valence of carbon in the carbon monoxide is what? Is 3. So we choose 3 as our best answer, which is C. Question number 6 says, give the meaning of the term ionization energy. Okay, give the meaning of the term ionization energy. So from the definition that we already know, okay, remember we defined ionization energy as the energy required to remove an electron from a gaseous atom. Okay, the energy required to remove an electron from a gaseous what? Atom. So meaning it involves the loss of electrons or it involves the removal of electrons. Okay, so when I look at A, it says the amount of energy lost during donation of an electron. Donation is the same as giving, meaning losing or removal. Okay, so this one here is the answer. Here, because they're saying energy gained, okay, this one here, it's not correct. Okay, it's not the energy gained. Okay, it has to deal with the energy for removing an electron. All right, so the answer there is A. All right, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to access the full video solutions to that paper, you're welcome to register and access it at discretelearning.com. So discretelearning.com or Discrete Learning Institute offers supplementary lessons in all the 4 Premed courses. Okay, so you can subscribe for biology, you can subscribe for physics, chemistry, or mathematics. And in any of these courses that you subscribe for, you're going to access full videos for all the tutorial sheets, for all the assignments, for the quizzes, for the test, for the final exam papers, live weekly classes, and consultation in case you find any challenges with your academic life. So don't hesitate. Don't waste time. Subscribe now so that you start passing your assessments, your quizzes, your tests, and the final exam. Okay, so for those who have actually never seen our website, let me show you. So you just go to Discrete Learning Institute. You can see that. Go to the website. Okay, so you just wait for it to load. If you do not have an account, it will tell you to create an account, put in your details. Yeah, and then once you are done, you can log in. You can see the courses here: math, chemistry, physics, biology. You can subscribe for anything that you're having challenges with. Okay, so let's say, for example, you subscribe for chemistry. Okay, and you're from Apex. You can either choose first semester or second semester. Okay, so that paper was for second semester. So I'm going to go here. So when you open here, you're going to find 4 videos for all the tutorial sheets, 4 videos for all the past papers, and topic lessons as well. Okay, so you can see here the way we arrange them. If you want tutorial sheets, come here. You're going to find the full tutorial sheet. If you want the topic lessons, come in this folder. If you want the past quiz, test, and exam papers, come here. So if you open here, okay, you're going to find the past papers. So you go to the video solutions. This can help you if you're preparing for your exam, okay, or any other assessment. So you can see there are exams here, there are quizzes, and there are tests that have been solved, and you can access all this, okay, as you prepare for your what? For your exam. So if you want to subscribe, you can contact us on 0779 96 40 and then 10. So that is Tutor Poul Solutions. Or if you want to self-register without needing any of my team members' help, you can actually check the link in the description below here. Okay, you're going to find a link that will guide you on how to create the account as well as how to make payment for your desired what? Courses. All right, so don't hesitate. Time is now. Register now so that you can pass your exams. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Tutor Poul Solutions. Until next time, always there for you.